think the observation that we do not have enough infrastructure is absolutely correct, not only for India, but for many, many countries. And I think what it boils down to is a tension that I think needs to get solved. On the one hand, you have a lot of these investments financed by public sector money, which need to be made as cost effective as possible. And at the same time, you of course have investors who want to invest in those projects who seek a return. And in that balance, I personally think in the long run, there's a counterintuitive message, which is you really want to make sure that the people who first make investments, be it in a road concession or in a power plant, they make really attractive returns. Because what this does is it gives the confidence to the next investors in that asset class to continue investing. And what we have seen is that over time, the credibility that a country has in basically attracting investments, making agreements, assuring the returns the investors respect from the project, over time leads to a reduction of the cost that investors demand. So there's a virtuous circle that we have observed in some countries that over time, in fact, then attracts many more investments and gets the infrastructure built. Well, I'm pretty sure that Indian companies are as world-class as all the other big construction companies around the world who are doing infrastructure. India is a huge market and there's wonderful expertise here. So what we have seen really is that it is sort of taking individual pieces of some parts of how you do a project, how you go about structuring it, that you can in fact take, putting it all together in a best practice way that everybody in the world in fact can on average, in our opinion, improve infrastructure development significantly. And we have seen three sources of that. One source is that the government making a better choice of what projects in fact shall be done versus not be done. In our view, typically can say 15% of projects which are just not necessary. Secondly, the execution of the best practices, which we just talked about, can add another 20% of improvements. And the third source is that the existing assets, the existing infrastructure assets, can be better utilized by making some marginal investments in a smart way. So as I bring in a higher level of sophistication to the process, I think across the world we can see major improvements in infrastructure, and I'm sure that also will be the case in India.